My take on the Wolf Prize in Medicine. Arvid Carlsson, 1979, 1 out of 3. As is Tuesday, 1/3. Tuesday, 10 September 2024 is the day I am filming this. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And of Norway. And United States of America. And Italy. And Bergen. Okay. I'm talking through the Arvid Carlsson, he, him, his of Sweden. Wolf Prize in Physics, the year of 1979. He won the Wolf Prize in Medicine, 1/3 of the prize, approximately 33.333%, for his research regarding brain physiology, including how the brain functions in the presence of dopamine. I provide my take/perspective on his award and contextualize it in terms of the impact of the research on someone such as me with no training/education in physiology of the brain. So go dopamine. I've heard that word. Now here's a question. This was in the 1970s, he won this award. This dictionary was in the 1950s. If this man had an impact on research and what he did was truly groundbreaking, I might be able to look in the dictionary, go to the DOs, and I might expect, if his research was truly that breakthrough, for this particular category, something not necessarily true for everything, right? There are different types of breakthroughs. But I was like, I would venture a guess if his research around dopamine, and dopamine is a key word there, then the key word might have entered the dictionary. So let's go and see if something from the 1950s has dopamine in it. And this dictionary goes dooryard, D-O-O, to dope, D-O-P-E. There's no dopamine in this dictionary. 1950s. So that's an impact, is now the word might be in the dictionary. And this is just a standard dictionary. Now, let's go to the American Medical Association Family Medical Guide. So growing up, if we had ailments, my mom had this and another one, she would look it up. So let's look up dopamine in here. Did they have it in this one? Dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. What can I learn about dopamine if a medical one does have that? So there's only one entry. It's on page 291. And it's going to say something big that I don't understand. Parkinson's disease. It's a degeneration. And it says that there's a balance between chemicals in the body, dopamine and acetylcholine. And so essentially they control nerve impulses and how they're transmitted in the nervous system. And so the deficiency, the lack of that in the brain, results in a condition called Parkinson's disease. Now I'm actually reading a book. This is not only that, it's timely, about somebody who had, or has, I don't know if he's still alive. Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's disease. So I go, huh. This is a timely pick, chosen because he was Swedish, but look at that. And then up last, the Merck Manual of Medical Information, Home Edition. Let's see if we get anything last from here. Dopamine. Is it gonna say Parkinson's disease? So it matters in nervous system information transmission stuff. Transmission in the brain. Dopamine, it does not have dopamine as a standalone. It has dopamine deficiency in chorea. See, now I read that and I think of cholera, but it's not, it's chorea. And then the other entry is Parkinson's disease. And let's go to page 317, is italicized in the index, which means what? It's actually mentioned on that page, like the term itself. Is that right? It's 315 to 317. Oh, it's in bold on page 315 under Parkinson's disease, and it says, big words that I did not understand. Quote, the main neurotransmitter of the basal ganglia is dopamine, unquote. I understand the words the, main, of, is in that sentence. Okay. And then it goes on to talk about drugs used to treat Parkinson's disease. And that's the true legacy of somebody like this is research, right? Is essentially by understanding how dopamine works in the brain, they can start to develop drugs to treat the conditions such as Parkinson's disease, where there's a deficiency of that, whatever the heck that is. So, the neurotransmitter of the basal ganglia. It sounds so like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. In regards to that, So, in that sense, treatment of Parkinson's disease may be related to this research, which is kind of cool. And it's also a reminder, sometimes the biggest breakthrough we can have is just an understanding. And it doesn't have to be put it in a bottle and drink it, right? Kind of elixir cure. There's sometimes the biggest mind-soothing thing is understanding what's wrong. So there we go. That's my take on the Wolf Prize in Medicine, Arvid Carlsson, 1979, 1/3.